It's always interesting to get into these discussions about technology that hasn't been announced yet from these companies. Nintendo, it's been happening for decades at this point. What's the next Game Boy that's going to be coming out? What's the next main home console that's going to be coming out? What's the next portable system that's going to be coming out? What's the next disc that's going to be coming out? How are they going to upgrade that? What are they going to do with the Nintendo 3DS? And it's always fun to speculate and talk about these things. Console revisions and upgrades are nothing new. They've been happening for quite some time now, and generally speaking, fans are okay with them. If you want to buy a system day one or at launch, feel free to do so. If you want to wait for an upgrade, you can do that as well. There's been success from PlayStation and Xbox doing upgrades. There's been success from Nintendo dating all the way back to even revising, making smaller NES systems and other things like that. Not quite a power upgrade per se, how we see now at this point, but you guys get the picture, right? It is basically a revision of the current system that's on the market for new consumers out there, and nothing really has changed with the fascination of that, right? Upgrading your system, doing all that stuff like that. It's been something that's been around. Obviously, the Nintendo DS pioneered some of the modern movement with that, but now we have the Nintendo Switch Pro. This is something that's been happening. People have been saying, all right, this year it's going to happen. All right, this year it's going to happen. Nintendo's finally going to reveal something. Oh, but we got a Switch Lite last year. And now with the news, the Nintendo came out and said, hey, we are not doing any type of hardware for 2020, new hardware. Yeah, they got other hardware. Sorry about that. They got like the Animal Crossing, they've got that. But that is just the current Switch decked out and nice with the Animal Crossing theme. We're going to be discussing the truth about the Nintendo Switch Pro. The Nintendo Switch Pro, in my opinion, what I thoroughly think is the truth, has been being worked on since 2017 or 2016. Why do I say that? Well, anytime that a current system releases, Nintendo and pretty much any video game company and most tech companies immediately start working on the revision, immediately start working on the next system. We saw that with the Nintendo 3DS. And then we had the new Nintendo 3DS. They didn't do that right away in terms of right in that year. They didn't start working on that. They started working on it right after the Nintendo 3DS launched. Nintendo has been quoted many times in saying that as soon as they release the hardware, they're already working on the next thing. Those R&D teams are still being paid, and you always have to be a step ahead when it comes to what you're going to do. You have to be able to look at the market and the landscape. You have to be able to plan accordingly and then release a device. So the truth about the Nintendo Switch Pro is that there is such thing, because there is a stronger Switch at some place somewhere. Nintendo has it in some type of sealed away factory with a bunch of Nintendo Ninja guarding everything there. It's there, guys. The Nintendo Switch Pro is something, but according to how Nintendo was planning it, did they see the Nintendo Switch being this type of success to the point to where the regular Switch and the Switch Lite have combined to sell over 52 million units? Do they need to release a Switch Pro? What will the market dictate? If there was issues and they needed maybe a shot in the arm, I get it. Maybe they pull the trigger faster on this Nintendo Switch Pro or revised Switch. But the longer your system is being dominant on the market and selling well, do you really need to release it? So I think that's kind of what's going on here. That's the truth of the matter here, guys. There's really no need to release a upgraded or more powerful Switch at this point. The regular Nintendo Switch is killing it, and companies can adjust and pivot as they see fit. They can definitely do that as they see fit. Microsoft adjusted very quickly to see if they can get like the Xbox One S on that and started working on it, and then the Xbox One X. It's the same thing with Nintendo when it comes to these, but there's really no need. They're making a killing off of the Switch and the Switch Lite, and if you think about it, they needed to reduce the price, not increase the price. They needed to reduce it, so the Switch Lite made sense to come out first. Now, there is a Switch Pro. There is a more powerful Switch. There is something there, but when it's going to drop, when it's actually going to happen, is really unknown. Yes, you can have manufacturing. Yes, you can do certain things, but they can always delay it. They can always say, well, we can manufacture some here, but maybe we'll stop. They can do all sorts of stuff in order to halt things. There is so much revenue coming in from the Nintendo Switch and game sales and software, they are completely fine with just sitting and waiting on things. They are completely fine with maybe even taking a loss with manufacturing and having to wait and do things a bit differently or revise. There is so much revenue coming in. There is so much, I would say, area, right, that they are doing well in with the Nintendo Switch. There is no need to rush anything. So the whole rumors and thoughts about 2020 Nintendo Switch Pro to me was a little bit premature. And I talked about that. I said, I'm not so sure if it's going to be something that's going to happen. Now, could it happen? Absolutely. There could be something, maybe sales nosedive after the holiday or it's just something like that. Obviously, that didn't happen. It's always possible that some of these things could happen, but I always felt that if Nintendo was going to do some type of Switch Pro or something like that, it wouldn't be this year when they have the momentum, right? You have the other systems coming out. Let them come out, let them get all their publicity, whatever. You still have your games. And then next year, once things die down a little bit, say, hey, we've got this, like Metroid Prime, or we've got something with it. Or heck, maybe even wait another year after that. Or maybe you just make the Switch Pro into a Switch 2. Maybe you just do that. Maybe you don't need an upgraded Switch, right? There was rumors, I remember more than a decade ago, about a Wii HD. That was the thing that people were talking about. A Wii HD is coming, and there's almost some parallels, right, to the Wii and the Nintendo Switch. Wildly successful systems, right? The most successful since the original NES, when the Wii's case, right? And now we've had the most successful since that has been the Wii original, and the Nintendo Switch is following upon that. So there's some similarities with that. When is there going to be a Wii HD? When is there going to be a Wii HD? That was the thing that people were always talking about back then in 2008, 2009, 2010. People were talking about Wii HD and it never came. They ended up just making a Wii U. They ended up just making a successor to the console, right? And I think that that could be the case here. Maybe there's all sorts of rumors and manufacturing and stuff with a Switch Pro, and they end up just saying, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should just make a brand new system with it that's backwards compatible. And remember, with the Wii U, it was backwards compatible. You could use your accessories and all of that. Imagine if Nintendo just did that. The Nintendo Switch is a runaway success. There is no rush to get this platform out there. There is a Switch Pro. There is a more powerful Switch that's being worked on, that maybe there's a prototype, maybe they have some design discussions and stuff like that. I'm very sure of that being there just because of the history with Nintendo and what they've done. It is 3 years since the release of the Nintendo Switch, going on that third year, and we're going to be passing up going to the fourth year by 2021. So absolutely there's something there. Absolutely, especially with Nintendo's portable systems or anything that's been considered a portable system. They've done more powerful revisions dating all the way back to the DS, like we've already discussed. So I do believe that it's there, but there's really no reason to release it at this point. There's no reason to rush it out at this point in 3.5 years or something like that. There's just no reason to do so. So the truth of the matter is that Nintendo holds all the cards here. They hold all the cards. They are up. They've got a stacked house. They've got a royal flush. They've got everything they need to be successful, even with Microsoft and Sony bringing out new systems to the market. All Nintendo needs to do is hold steady. Keep the games coming, keep more excitement coming, get all the indies, get some of the Japanese games, get a big game or two that you can kind of pay for, that you can help out with cartridge space like The Witcher 3, and continue to release the high quality exclusives that people love, and at a good price too, right? Because now you have the Nintendo Switch Lite for $200. Pick up Legend of Zelda, you can pick up whenever Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, Metroid Prime. There's all these games that are going to be coming. There's all these games that are already out on the system, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Smash Brothers, that you can get for decent prices. There's multiple systems that people are picking up. There's no reason to really change and hard pivot your strategy when you're currently winning normally, right? Nintendo's won the last however many MPDs, right? So there's really no need to kind of release that when the market is already happy with the Switch. Now, yes, there are people who really do want a Switch Pro, and heck, I would buy one day one, right? There are people who really want that, but is it a needed thing on the market? Is it going to all of a sudden make the Switch like the Xbox Series X? No. And I think that's the problem people think about a Switch Pro. They think it's going to be this super powerful thing that can just dominate the market, and that's not the truth, guys. That's not feasible for a handheld device that's a hybrid, that it's a home console and it's also a portable, unless you want it to blow up in your hands or have about a swift 45 minutes of battery life. You're not going to get something that's going to be able to play Doom Eternal in 4K 60 frames per second or anything like that on that portable mode, and you have to make sure it's optimized for that. So just keep that in mind, guys. This is the truth about the Nintendo Switch Pro, or whatever you feel it's going to be. Yes, there is something out there, but it's not ready to go yet. They're still looking at the market, evaluating things, and seeing when it's the best time for them to drop a revised model, or simply just wait till the next generation of hardware that they can do like they did from the Wii to the Wii U. So there's multiple options, and I think it's just a bit too early, and that's why Nintendo came out and said what they said. But what are you guys' thoughts on this? I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys check out the link in the description below. We've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a follow on there. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to PlayerEssence, and share the video if you can. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.